Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Something new turned up in the mail, so I'll quickly unpack it, show you what we have. Okay, it's free. So this right here is a battery master or isolator switch, and it's got not a lot to do with locksmithing, but considering that a lot of us use a lot of power in our vans and we use a double battery system and things along those lines, it's always good to have an emergency cut-off somewhere. And this particular switch here, I'll go over the specs of it. The reason I've chose this one here is because if anything goes wrong, it's easy to see. You've got the red handle, you just turn it and it turns all the power off to your spare battery or whatever you've got. A lot of people, me included, will use a battery isolated switch to control a whole circuit in our vans, and basically when you turn it on, it turns everything on. You can have one for the inverter, you can have one for the 12 volt system, and it's just really a rugged switch, electrical switch, which can handle being turned on and off all the time. This one's a marine grade, and it's also made by Narva, which make a lot of good stuff. There is specifications on it too. The actual amperage is a bit of an issue too. Most amps you need probably, for a good size 200 watt amp, I think you need about a 300 amp type of switch. And these ones here, this one is rated at 300 amp at 12 volt continuously. So if you were to pull 300 amp over these terminals, it wouldn't melt or fail on you. And you can also pull up to 1000 amp for about 5 seconds. So with a lot of inverters and a lot of heavy appliances and electrical appliances, when you turn them on, they've got what's called a spike voltage, and that means that for that brief second you get a surge of these amps, and then it will go back down and level out. So 300 amp right here. This bad boy is pretty much good for an inverter set up in any type of vehicle, motorhome or locksmith vehicle. And it's also printed on here, 12 volt 300 amp, max 100 amp for 10 seconds. It's got two mounting parts here, so you can actually bolt it straight through. And this right here is about a 22 mil hole. So what I'm going to be doing with this, I'm going to be taking the handle off, putting it through a nice board, and then bolting it down so that only the handle is protruding. That way it's going to look a lot nicer. Operation is just simply pull, turn, pull, turn. Sometimes, yep, this one goes all the way around. So that'll probably be off. Sorry, that on would be the highest one, and then the quick flick would bring it to off. What I've also noticed with this type of switch as well is I bought a cheaper one off eBay, and this one was about $40 to $50. The other one was about $35, and I noticed the other one just started playing up. So when it comes to your main emergency cut-off switch that you're going to be turning on and off all the time, I think it's worthwhile buying a reasonable product, and this Narva one certainly ticks all the boxes for me. I've used a lot of their stuff in the past and never had any troubles with the quality of it as compared to a lot of the other stuff from China. Alright, so let's just go over some of the specs of it. Okay, so the distance on the back from here to here, these top terminals, we're looking 43 mil. The shaft, as we said here, this part here, 22 mil. 80 mil from this side to this side for the base plate. And basic configuration, you know, you put your power here, you put your load here. As soon as you turn it, bang, it's on. So not a bad switch. Anything else do they want to tell us about it? No, it's made in Taiwan and imported by Brown and Watson. So yeah, good little product. This one here I'm expecting a lot more than the other cheap one I bought off eBay, and when you kind of see it in action, it's, you know, it's a good switch. You can really give it some abuse. And marine grade just means that it's more suitable to the weather conditions, and yeah, that would be a reasonable switch to operate your locksmith van or RV or anything else on. Sometimes they come with split washers down the bottom here, but they haven't. We've just got a flat washer. It looks like an M10 thread with these brass screws keeping it all together. So that's about all I can kind of tell you about it, because it's pretty simple and straightforward, and that's what it is. Spend the extra couple of bucks if you're going to buy one. If you want to remove the handle and do like I'm doing, put this whole switch behind a nice plate or into a nice junction box. It's a 22 mil hole, and you lift up this little bit of plastic here, and underneath that you should find a little screw or a nut. You undo that, you put it through, you retighten it, and you're good to go. Okay, that's a Narva heavy duty switch. Thanks for watching.